Welcome everyone, and today I'm going to be showing you how to set up Unminable in Hive OS, whether it's a GPU or a CPU. That way you can mine Shiba coin on your own. Welcome everyone, Rabid here. If you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. If this is something you're looking for and you couldn't figure out, hit that thumbs up as well. Now, we are on the Unminable website. It has a whole bunch of different types of coins. For this example, we are going to be going with the SHIB coin. And it says you can use Phoenix Miner, LOL Miner, MB Miner, or T-Rex. Myself, whenever I use NVIDIA cards, I prefer to use T-Rex. And when I'm using AMD cards, I always prefer Team Red Miner. Now, Team Red Miner is not listed here, but it does still work. I am using it, so we don't have to worry about that. So if you prefer Team Red Miner, then this guide is for you as well. Again, this is for Hive OS. Now, you have your basic guidelines here. This is just the global server. It'll pick the closest one for you, or you can manually set your server and it'll tell you exactly where you want to point it depending where you are. Like, I'm from Canada, so I would be using this one, but they only have it when you're on ETH hash. Now there's also ETC hash, so if you had your 4 GB cards or something, you'd be using that. Then there's Kapow for like Ravencoin, and then you also got your Random X here if you plan on using your CPU as well. So I'm going to go through these in Hive OS, and we will set them up because I do have 4 GB cards, 6 GB plus cards for ETH hash, as well as my CPU. So we're using 3 different algorithms here, and they're all pointing here, all paying us out in SHIB coin. First step here, what you are going to need is obviously your wallet. So Exodus, it has a nice one. I use crypto.com myself, but you can also use Exodus here for the example of setting it up. I'm going to use my normal wallet, but I just wanted to show you that Exodus does it. A lot of wallets do cover SHIB right now, Shiba, and it's pretty much, it's an ERC token, which is on the Ethereum network, and it's pretty much the exact same address as your Ethereum. We click here and you hit receive. You can see right here, it's OX17A, and we'll just go back and we'll go to our Ethereum address. We'll scroll right down here, Ethereum, and again, receive OX17A, and then you can verify by looking at the last 4. It is the same, so it is the exact same address as your Ethereum address, except that the wallet itself, when it's sent to SHIB, SHIB, however you want to pronounce it, some places call it Shiba, other places just have it like on Unminable, it just says SHIB without the A. But once it's sent here, it will put it in the correct token because it is set up that way. So now that you have your address, you'll just want to copy it. We're going to have to make our actual wallet. So we're going to go into wallets here, just add wallet like so. You're going to type in your coin tracker. Now it is not here, so you're going to have to make your own. I already have them, so I'm just going to go SHIB test, and then you're going to have to create it. If it's not there, you're going to have to hit the create button. Just paste it in like so, and then enter your name. So we're going to go SHIB test video for this thing here. So now our wallet is all set up. You just hit the create button like so. It should create it eventually. There we go. So it went in. Our wallet is now created. Now that our wallet is created, we're going to have to set up our flight sheet, and that is pretty much your miner script that gets your GPUs mining. First up here is our GPUs. I'm going to click on mine. As you can see, we are running a mixed rig of NVIDIA and AMD cards. So I'm going to have to make my flight sheet for both of these so they both engage. So again, Team Red Miner and T-Rex will be utilized in the single flight sheet here. Now, if you're only using one or the other, like just AMD, then you only have to worry about doing the Team Red Miner part. And if you just got NVIDIA cards, you only have to worry about the T-Rex part. And you don't have to split them up. If you do have mixed rigs like I run, then you're going to just follow what I do and you will be all set. So we kind of went over the GPUs there. So now all I gotta do is set up that actual flight sheet. So now that you're back in your main rig section where you can see all your rigs, that way your flight sheet will be global. Just click on flight sheets here. It will load eventually. And then you're going to have to find your coin. So we're going to click on, or just type in SHIB. So here you can see SHIB test, which is the one we just made. That's the coin. So we're going to select our wallet and SHIB test video. It does pop up perfect for us. And our pool, there's no pool here because nothing's lined up or set up. Maybe in a future update, Hive OS will have Unminable as the pool here. But right now, we're just going to have to configure everything in the miner. So I'm going to go configure the miner, and then I'm going to find my miner. First up, we're going to go with Team Red Miner, I suppose. So Team Red Miner. Now I'm going to have to add a miner because we also got to set up our NVIDIA rigs. So now I'm just going to click on here. Again, we're going to go SHIB test, the one we made. Wallet, exact same thing. Pool, configure, and miner. And now we need T-Rex. So T-Rex miner. Now all we gotta do is set up the actual miner. We are in our Team Red Miner configuration and we're gonna use our hash algorithm, and that is actually ETH hash. So we just gotta make sure we use ETH hash here. Now if you're on 4GB cards, which we'll look at for our other rig here, you'll be using ETC hash. But for Ethereum base, we're gonna be mining Ethereum. So ETH hash. And now we're gonna need our wallet and workplace. You're gonna make sure you wanna add SHIB colon here, and then you're going to want to add your wallet and worker name like so. All you got to do there. Now we're going to need our pool address. That's where we're going to go back into Unminable here. I'm going to copy. You just got to click on it, go back into here, and now add our pool address and then X, and we should be all set here. But we do have a rig mixture name, so we are going to name this because it is two separate rigs. So I am going to have to put AMD right at the end here. That way you know when it shows up in the actual pool, it'll say AMD, and you do know that that's your Team Red Miner and your AMD cards. Now we're just going to do the exact same thing except for T-Rex. So again, we're going to use ETH hash. And now I know I said because you're going to be mining Ethereum. How this really works is you're mining Ethereum on these cards, and then it just swaps it over to the coin that you want and pays you out in it. That's why we have our wallet set up for SHIB and everything, because that's what we're getting paid out as. So wallet and template again, same thing, SHIB. Make sure you do add that first. It will not connect or anything. And we're going to have to do the exact same thing. So wallet and then worker name, but you are going to have to add your period in here. So make sure you do have that. And again, this is our NVIDIA rig. So we do have to name that NVIDIA, password, X, pool URL, again, same thing there. And now this should all be set up. Now we just got to go SHIB test video, and that will be our flight sheet just for video purpose testing. So this should work on Team Red Miner and T-Rex now on SHIB, and we're just going to create our flight sheet, and it is done. Before I do go ahead, I just want to make sure if I go in here, it does have it, but I just pulled them offline so I can swap over to the new flight sheet. You can see AMD, NVIDIA, but I want to swap the names around just so you know it does work. So we're going to go to test video here, edit. I'm going to set up the miner config again. So I'm going to go AMD video. That way it comes up because we know this is what I'm setting it as. This is the flight sheet we are going to be using. So again, and now NVIDIA video, apply changes, update. Now you are going to want to remote access into your actual Hive just so you can kind of watch things. So you're going to put in your username and password. Now when you get into here, we're going to start the flight sheet, go down, SHIB test video, engage. There we go. So we are now engaged. It should start mining and everything. So you're going to go MOTD space watch. Now when you're running a mixed rig like this, you are going to want to use MOTD watch. That way you can cycle between both miners. As you can see, I go in here. So number 1, Team Red Miners loading. Now if I hit 2 on my keyboard, you can see it is loading my T-Rex. Up top here, you can see the same thing. 1 for Team Red Miner, 2 for T-Rex. And if you had like 3 or 4 or 5 rigs, whatever, it goes all the way up till 8 because that's when your system log kicks in. So if you had a whole bunch of rigs or a whole bunch of mixed cards and miners, you wanted to work with like LOL miner and 4 gig cards and a whole bunch of other things together in one set rig, then you can keep going across there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. So as you can see now though, Team Red Miner, it's booting up, starting to mine away. T-Rex, same thing, it's loading all the DAG files and everything. We do want to make sure we sync up with the pool, so we're just going to wait. It is pretty fast actually. Unminable does detect it pretty quick. So we're going to wait a couple minutes so you can see we're slowly starting to fall off our old rig here. So I'm going to stop this and we'll come back when our cards do detect here. Here we are back in our dashboard. I hit the refresh a couple times and you can see our Rabid Mining, NVIDIA, and AMD video rigs have now shown up on the pool. I was timing it. It took about 3 minutes and 10 seconds, so not very long. Some pools can take upwards of 20 minutes for your rigs to actually show up on their website. And to find this, ultimately all you do is put in your SHIB address, which is also your Ethereum address based on your wallet. In your enter address, hit that search, and then it will display all your rigs down here. Now I guess we could talk about the referral code limit. So this pool does have a 1% mining fee. And when you sign up to it, you will get your own referral code, which you can give to people. And that'll drop the mining fee down to 0.75% to the pool. but 0.25, like if you use my referral code, I would get 0.25% of that, and then you'd only be given the pool 0.75. So I do not have a referral code myself. Like, I'm not using anybody. So if you guys have a referral code, you know what? I have no problem using it if you guys want me to, for the amount that I do use Unminable, which isn't too much, but I could use one of your guys's. I will be posting my referral code in the description if you guys do decide to use it. Again, you don't have to. You can either give me 0.25% if you would like, or you can just go straight 1% straight to the pool. That is all up to you. It doesn't really matter what you decide to do for yourself. But here we go. So our cards are here, perfectly fine, mining away. Next up, I will show you how to do this on your CPU as well as 4GB cards. We are back at our main screen here where we do see our rig. So now you're just going to go to flight sheets again, but this time we are going to be using our CPU. Depending on your CPU, it could vary. Right off the bat, we're going to need 2 miners here. So first things first, we're going to need to enter our SHIB. It's the exact same wallet, exact same everything. So SHIB test again, wallet, SHIB test video, pool, configure, and miner. And now for our CPU, we are going to be using XM rig. So we're just going to pick, where's XM rig here? New. So XM rig. And now we're going to be using 4GB cards. Mine are both AMD. So again, I'm going to be using Team Red Miner. But it's going to be a little difference because they are 4GB cards. We're going to be using Ethereum Classic as the coin we were mining to swap over into SHIB. So, but all this part here is exactly like our last step. So again, we're going to go SHIB test. SHIB test right here. Wallet, SHIB test video, configure and miner. And now we're going to use Team Red Miner just like before. Bam, and we're gonna go CPU 4GB test video. I should probably put SHIB in there somewhere. So SHIB. But now we're gonna have to actually configure our miners up. So we're in XM rig new, which is what you use for CPU mining. First up, we're gonna have to turn our CPU on. Now we're gonna go to our hash algorithm. So we're gonna be using RX, random X, XMR, wallet template, exact same thing as before, SHIB, semicolon, and then we're going to need a worker dot wallet worker name. Now we aren't going to have to rename this because my rigs are set up as rig 1 and rig 2. We're not have a mixed rig here. CPU is different from it, so it's all right. So pool URL is going to change a little bit. You're going to have to go back to Unminable, select random X, and now we're just going to select on here. I do not believe there's a Canadian one, so there's not. So we're going to go with the US version. So I'm going to click on that a couple times to make sure it's copied. URL, paste that in there. So you can see we're using RX/US now instead of the ETH hash. Pass huge pages, you're going to want to turn that on. I always like to turn all these on like so. And now password X. Everything is set up now for our actual CPU. So we're going to apply changes. And now we're going to go to Team Red Miner. Again, same thing, except now we're going to be using ETC hash. We're not using ETH hash like we were with our cards. These are 4GB, so we're going on Ethereum Classic. So we're going to go SHIB, semicolon. Now we're going to have to set up the exact same template again here. Worker name, nothing, X for there, but we have to go back now. We need to change our pool URL. So now we're going to need ETC hash. Again, I do not believe there's a Canadian one for me, so we are going US. So click that again. US on the pool side. Paste that in there and we are all set. Apply changes and everything should be good. We have everything named up. So create our flight sheet. And now we're set to mine with our CPUs as well as 4GB cards. I am only throwing this on one rig. I don't need to put it on both. They're exactly the same. So I went to rig 1. I engaged my flight sheet that we just made. Again, we logged into our rig. We can see our CPU XM rig is booting up here, starting to mine. RX Unminable. And the exact same thing here, our 4GB cards are ramping up as well to start mining Ethereum Classic. Now everything will mine like it normally does, but it converts everything into the Shiba coin and it pays you out in Shiba. That is how this whole unminable thing does work. So you can mine other coins that you do not have a proof of work algorithm or something. So we're going to let this boot up for a little bit here. I swapped the names over. We can check out my flight sheet right quick. Go to edit here. I did put video in there so it does actually show up so you guys can see I'm not messing around with you. So we're going to put in my address, which is, I got to go get it again and put it in there. But I'll get my address in here and I'll let you know when our rigs do show up again. Looks like our rigs are detecting now again because we are using Ethereum Classic. So you're going to have to click on ETH hash here. or etc hash, not ETH hash. That's what we previously had. So now you can see rig 1 video is hashing away, and you go to your RandomX, which is your CPU. You can see rig 1 video is now hashing away there as well. So we are all up and running. So I hope this helped you guys out on mining on Unminable. Again, if you're not running mixed rigs, you don't have to worry about most of this stuff here. Just follow each flight sheet as you did. So example, go to edit here. So if you're only using AMD cards, you only have to follow this step here. If you're only using NVIDIA cards, you only have to follow this step. And the same thing for 4GB cards with Ethereum Classic, and on your CPU, if you only plan on using your CPU, just follow those single steps. You don't have to do everything that I showed you here. I just showed you 4 different ways to mine on Unminable in Hive OS. So I hope this helped some of you guys out there. Hit that thumbs up, that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Rabid out. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please consider watching one of these other videos, hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button. We do a live stream every Sunday, and Discord link is in the description as well. Thanks everybody again, and Rabid out.